This is Dazzle's Discussions. This is where we break it down a little bit, going through the SKL season. Haven't been around for a while. The old Dazaninator was in his hibernation during the down splits of SKL. We're back here with our fall split, so bringing it back in with the boys. My main guys here. We've got Carter, Silkymittens, Alsford. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, Dazzle. Ponnox, welcome as well.
Well, I was gonna bring it in, and then you just... Holy.
And I just realized that I spoiled the surprise for those of you who are visually impaired. You couldn't see who our other third guest was, but Blake, bring him in. Bring him in.
And our third guest, of course, is the one and only Bailey Ponnox Dietrich. Welcome back, buddy. How you doing?
Pretty salty.
Pretty salty, hey?
Don't do full screen.
Pretty salty.
And for those of you who don't know quite why he is salty, just take a gander
Why
at his
it's-
clothes. And that's all you need to know about that.
It was a rough day, but that's not why we're here.
It's alright, man.
Don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, one sec here. Dazaninator screwing up the video feed here. I think I got her back. I think we got her back. Guys, come on. It's been a while. I kind of screwed it up. I think it's okay. It should be fixed now. But mostly we are here to answer your guys' questions about the upcoming split. So we're going to be here to inform you guys. So we'll take it away. So, Silkymittens, what do we got coming up? What's SKL hosting here? What are we providing for the people?
What is SKL providing? Well, Dazzle and Ponnox, much of the same that we provided in the last couple year and a half, I should say. I guess SKL just started fall of last year, so I guess when's our first birthday? Have we passed that?
Yeah.
That landmark yet?
Yeah, I believe our first birthday was
is our birthday
this week. I think it was the last weekend in August is when our tournament started.
Wow.
We're a big kid now.
So we are officially 1 year old today. So guys, we are going to be bringing it back, of course. SKLeague, the League of Legends online tournament / league, is going to be starting up right away here, and that's pretty much the basis of this stream, this video. We're going to break it down for you guys. We've got some changes to the format and rules for our League of Legends split, for this split and the split after that. So that's why we're here, Dazzle. We're going to talk some rules, some formats, some some semantics here. We're gonna break it down.
All right. Well, start it off. I guess there's been some. Yeah, I guess format especially is the biggest change going into these new splits. So we do usually run the one split system, one split, have the final. But this year, Ponnox, we decided to do something a little different. So you want to give us a breakdown of the format?
Yeah, so the new format, we actually decided to split it up, kind of like the way that the LCS is set up, where the previous split will also factor in into the second split, which will go towards kind of like a final competition. So it's not like going to be like a Worlds or anything like that, but basically it's going to be similar to the circuit points. So where you finish in the first split will earn you circuit points in the playoffs. So if you finish first overall in the playoffs, you're going to get 90 points. If you finish second, you're going to get 70 points all the way down there until we get to like 5th, 6th place. And then with those points, you'll carry those over into the second split. And then in the regular season only, not the playoffs, is you'll earn your second set of circuit points. And so the way that you'll qualify for the finals in the second split is the first place overall, they'll go straight into the finals. They'll go in as like a top seed. And then the next two will go in based off of circuit points. So the next two highest teams on circuit points, and then we'll also run a gauntlet with the remaining teams that also carry over circuit points from the previous split and the split that we're in. So basically, we just want to have some kind of some weight attached to the first split, carrying over to the second split. So it's not just you can kind of say that the first split is kind of pointless. We want to have a little bit of circumstances, I guess, carrying over into that second one.
Dude, I think you killed it. That was a great explanation. That was better than I could definitely give. So yeah, it's solid. But I mean, and this is where I think a lot of questions have been raised. A lot of people have been coming to us. So Silkymittens, a lot of people are asking about this championship points. How do they work? I know Ponnox kind of touched it there, but do you want to break down how these championship points carry over to the next split and who exactly they go with?
Absolutely. I'll also talk about a little bit about the theory as to why. Why didn't we just keep it the same? Well, there's a number of reasons. So I'll start with the theory behind it. This year we had a great opportunity to come up for a larger event in a live format. So the last 2 splits we had live finals for each split. Now we had a big opportunity this year, and I can't spoil too much, but to have a bigger event, we wanted it to be, a big event, but we could only have it for one of the splits, so we end up having this big live event for the second split. But how do we make the first split matter? It's not going to, amount to the big spectacle that the second split is going to be. So how do we make the first split matter? Well, the way you do it is you make the circuit point system, and you take it from one of the most successful League of Legends leagues in the world right now. LCS does it, and we thought, hey, that's a pretty nifty idea, so let's do it in our league as well. So basically the way the circuit points work is, Ponnox touched on it pretty good there. It's going to be pretty much the exact same format as the split that just happened. All games are going to be online during the regular season. That hasn't changed. We're going to be going back to quarterfinals, and so the first 2 teams will get a bye right to the finals for split number 1, the fall split that's coming up.
Wow,
and then
semifinals.
Next
cutting you off there.
Quarters. Sorry.
First and second get byes to the semis.
So, yeah, sorry, they get
by
to the semi finals.
You're good.
Together.
It's all good.
Yeah. And so that plays out exactly how it's happened. We have the 4-team kind of mini tournament. It's going to be the semifinals and finals. But the only change this year is all that is going to be done online as well. There's going to be no live finals for the first split.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, if I could just chime in on
points, yeah.
I mean, we also kind of felt that, especially if you're looking to branch out from just Saskatchewan, as you know, this split is also going to be accepting teams from Alberta, from BC, stuff like that. It's a much smaller commitment for these teams to come once a year rather than twice a year. So they don't have to come for both splits to be able to get those circuit points. They can kind of participate in the first split, not have to make the commitment to come all the way out here, and then come out here again for the big event. So, this is just to help assist with those teams from out of province if they do want to come for both the splits, not that they kind of have to sacrifice one or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit it right on the nail there. I do have a small correction from what you previously said, Ponnox. I believe you said that only the first team... actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, in the first split, the first place team that comes out on top will get 90 points. The second place team will get 70. Third place 50, fourth 30, and then the 2 losers of the quarterfinals, the 5th and 6th place, will both get 10 circuit points. Now those will carry over into the second split. So we're not quite sure yet for the second split if we're going to have 8. We might possibly have 10 teams, but that'll be based on interest. So that might change things a little bit, but not too much. So for the second split, it is going to carry over your circuit points, and just based on the regular season alone, in the second split, you will also acquire circuit points. First gets 90, second gets 70, third 50, fourth 30, fifth and sixth 10 points apiece. But that's only based on the regular season standings. And then the finals, kind of the cumulative 2 splits, is going to happen after the regular season of the second split. This is where the correction for Ponnox came in. I believe you said that only the first team gets a bye, but actually we have here that the top 2 teams get a bye. So the 2 seeds that make it to the finals of our big event will be based on the regular season of split number 2 here in 2017. The 3rd seed will be based off circuit points. That's where it comes in, the cumulative from this split and the one in the spring of next year. That's where that will come into effect. And the 4th seed is going to be based on a little thing called a gauntlet. And we can talk more about the gauntlet, but that's pretty much this rundown on circuit points.
Yeah, and it's okay, Ponnox. I mean, we were just talking about the gauntlet for LCS before, so I mean, we kind of know the 3-slot thing. Don't sweat it. But yeah, the gauntlet's kind of a different thing, but I think it'll add a little more competition. It kind of gives the guys who lost out a little earlier in the playoffs another chance to get in there. That's kind of the point of the league. You want to keep that competitiveness there. And so I guess, should we break down the gauntlet right now while we're talking about it?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely could. So basically, yeah, the gauntlet is going to be, if you guys haven't seen how the LCS is structured or anything like that, it's basically going to be ordered from teams with the lowest circuit points all the way up to the top. So basically, you'd play a best-of series against like the 2 lowest teams with that have circuit points. They'd play against each other. The winner of that will play the next highest, and then it'll keep going all the way up until there is 1 team left standing, and then that will be the final qualifier for the series. So yeah, basically the teams of the lowest ones are really going to have to battle up where the teams with the highest amount of circuit points are going to have kind of a leg up because they're going to have to play less best-of series against these other teams. So basically, you want to get those circuit points, even if you're not going to be qualifying and going in as a top seed, just because you'll have to play less of those best-of series and make it a little bit easier on yourself as you make the climb.
I also do want to interject just for a moment as well. So you have to play in the first split if you want to get circuit points to carry over to your second split. But say you get first place in the first split. That's coming up here, and that's going to be this fall. And you get 90 points. If your team does not qualify or chooses not to enter in the second split, you can't come back after the fact for the gauntlet and say, hey, look, we have 90 points. You have to be playing in that second split to make your points matter. If you play in the first split but you do not play in the second split, your points are forfeited, and that gets wiped clean right off the bat. So just wanted to interject, make that little point there.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing about that is it also kind of shows consistency, because then people will be like, well, why do I even play in the first split if I have to be in the second split anyways? But having those championship points will put you ahead of those people. If you don't make it through the playoffs in the final, you will have a higher seeding having those combined points if you get them in both split to be farther up in that gauntlet. And that's the most important thing. So consistency is definitely rewarded for being in both splits, because as much as the second split is kind of the big thing, that first split can be just as rewarding for those circuit points. As far as that, make sure if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to ask. We'll try and answer them as fast as we can go. But the gauntlet, we've kind of got the formatting. Not much of the rules have changed up this season, still running the same rules. I'm not sure. I don't think there's any big changes we've thrown in besides just our formatting for the split.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Still 7-team rosters. There's still going to be a registration fee. The games are still going to be best of 2 format. I think that's something that we've talked about changing. I just want to give our perspective on the best of 2s. We have asked some teams, and while best of 3s, it's the whole NA versus Europe tie thing, whatever, for best of 2s. Even though there are ties, the 1-1 ties or whatever, we still feel that with our constraints and the fact that we are, believe it or not, real life people that have lives outside of SKL, and so do the players. The players, this isn't their full-time profession, so we feel that best of 2 format going forward is still going to be better for the casters, for the players, over best of 3, just for this simple reason that we don't have enough time in our day, and it's less stress on us talking for such a short amount of time without any breaks or other support staff. So just wanted to give that little insight as to why we do best of 2s instead of best of 3s or something like that.
Yeah, so I guess we should just run down. We'll kind of go through the split. So what the split will contain of every year, once you've signed up, you will go through the qualifying tournament. Depending how many teams we have is really how big the qualifying tournaments will be. So our qualifying tournaments will usually, if it's large enough, we will have the Swiss round robin elimination broken down into the double elimination brackets, and I believe our 4 top teams that, if they do decide to register again this split, will get buys into those double elimination brackets. Once we go through all of those, we will have our top 8 teams registered for the league. Ponnox, you want to give us a rundown of the schedule a little bit of which days they'll play, how many games a week they'll play type deal?
Well, basically, it's going to be running like a Monday to Thursday type format there. It's just going to be the best of 2s each night there for the teams. You kind of got me off guard there, Blake. I can pull up the Google Calendar to see when the actual dates start.
Did not mean to roast you on that one.
Nope, that is fine. I can sign in here pretty quick. Just kidding. It'll take me a minute here. But yeah, basically, it's still just going to be the same as it was in the previous splits. They're just those best of 2s.
Do you want me to give it a rundown? You'll find the actual dates for us?
Yeah, I just got to log into the Google Calendar.
Well, for anyways, our regular season format, the qualifying tournaments, there will be games during the week. We try not to run on the weekend. We understand people have lives. You got stuff to do on the weekend. People travel. Try and keep it during the week. Time constraints. Usually do not start any earlier than 7 o'clock for the qualifying tournament. And then going forward, it will be a Monday to Thursday starting at 7 try and get one best of 2 a night. So your team will usually only play one best of 2 series, a week, and that will either be Monday to Thursday, always starting at 7, going till however long games you guys want to go. If you decide you want to go for the 70-minute late game dream 2 times in a row, we'll be here as long as you need us.
Okay, so I have all the dates here. So basically, our round of 16, the initial very start of the qualifiers, is right now set for September 14th is going to be the start of that, and those are going to go until the 22nd. And if we do need to have tiebreakers, those will be on the 26th and the 27th of September. And then we'd be looking into the next month there, and then so basically, yeah, that'll cover our qualifiers there, and then the actual league is going to be starting up on October 3rd is our first week of SKL. And that'll go until the 17th of November.
Wow. Wonderful. That's regular season. We'll go to the 17th of November.
Yes. So it's going to go from, October, start of October there, October 3rd, until November 17th. So yeah, that's kind of what we have set up right now. And the finals are going to be the last weekend in November there.
Yeah, and just all of this is online for this split, just as a reminder. So there will be no live finals for this first split. So everything accessible from your nice, lovely spot at home. You can sit at your computer, your own setup, feel comfortable, no jitters, unless your mom's watching you, dude. Got your mom giving you them jitters, putting the pressure on you.
Jitters, yeah, absolutely. Get your favorite Snuggie, some hot cocoa, maybe some poppity corn, keep it going throughout your matches.
Some soda pops.
Some soda pops, who knows?
Classic soda pops. But that's kind of the rundown for this first split. We won't get too much into the second split. I think we'll wait until we have all the details that we can give you guys for that. And when it gets a little closer to the time, as far as that, when we are getting closer to registration, we'll definitely we'll come here, we'll break down the teams, but we still have registrations. We can't just start breaking down teams before we have all of them in.
We might not have a TSM caliber team come in and we don't even know about it, so
we might not have
hold off.
I believe SKL admin's team just recently acquired a coach, so you never know. You might see the SKL admin team sliding in there, putting in a team. But as far as the split goes, that's kind of the breakdown for us.
I think I have something else, just a little bit to add here. Just a little note for those wondering, and for those who it might pertain to. Just another thing for championship points as well. You might be wondering, well, how do we know who technically owns those championship points?
Oh, yes,
Who gets those championship points? Is it your cat? Does your cat get all the championship points? Hell no, ain't your cat. It's going to be, the way we're going to do it is, since we don't have organizations sign contracts, we technically run through team captains. That's one person on a team is the team captain, and they're our portal to the rest of the team, and they are the ones signing everyone up. So the team captains are going to be very integral. The way the championship points are going to work is that they are going to follow the team captain or 3 out of 5 of the starting members for that team. So if a team gets, say, 90 points in split 1, and the entire team doesn't want to play except for the team captain, he can take those championship points into the second split with an entire new team, and those championship points will be his. However, if 3 of the 5 players on that team that got 90 points are playing on a different team, a whole new team that isn't attached to any championship points already, they will carry those points instead. So there's a lot of stress, I think, put on trusting your team, trusting your players, and trusting your team captain, because there's no way for us to, there could be some scummy things happening out there. So we just want to forewarn you guys that you are putting trust in your teammates, trust in your team captain. There's a lot on the line with championship points, and that carries over in that way. So that's just our forewarning to you guys that the championship points will be attached to the team captain or 3 of the 5 starting members. The way we calculate the starting members, just we know that on the website there's going to be 2 spots that are substitutes, but if it just so happens that the substitutes play more than someone that may be on the website in the starting position, we'll count the top 5 people with the most games played as starting members.
And I think the biggest thing is we moved more towards this to make sure, protection for the players. If you put all the power into the team captain and he just kicks everyone, you get an entirely new team. You screw over your entire team out of those championship points. At the same way, if an entire team disbands and you have 3 people make new teams and go forward, they're all going to want to claim those championship points. So how do you fairly distribute them? So that's kind of how we thought would be the most fair if a majority of the team is sticking together. Because let's be real, sometimes teammates don't work out and you have to go your separate ways, but we definitely need to protect everyone. And each case will definitely be looked at. It's not like we're just going to throw it aside, but those are pretty much the rules going forward. That was a great explanation. Silky, Ponnox, did we miss anything on there?
No, yeah, I think kind of covered most of that there.
Think of, yeah.
I mean, that was probably one of the more bigger pieces of confusion, the championship points and how they kind of covered and converted into the second split. Just because there are like some of the rules on our rules page they're worded a little weird. They don't have some of the full explanations that we can give you just by kind of talking about it here. So we're just kind of hoping this clears the air with any of that stuff going on.
Yeah, that was kind of the biggest thing. We had a lot of questions coming in. So what other better way than have these 3 handsome gentlemen break it down for you, give you what we know best. So kind of run that down. I mean, as far as the split goes, we'll definitely try and keep this as a weekly thing, keep you guys informed. If you have any other questions, we've got our Twitter, hit us up there, our Facebook. You can reach out to most of us on Twitter. I believe all of our Twitters are our handles underneath. Silky Mittens. Is it Silky Mittens LOL on Twitter?
On Twitter it is at Silkymittens LOL.
At Silky Mittens, I'm at Dazaninator, and at Ponnox, I believe that's it.
That is true, and
Wonderful.
we meme a lot, so.
Yeah, I meme stream. But if you guys have any more questions, make sure to throw them our way going towards the split. Hit us up, Twitch. If we're streaming, we'll be back next weekend as well on Sunday. So if you have any questions, you want to wait for us to answer them live on air, as long as they're appropriate and SKL related, probably be able to answer them for you. But we usually break down the LCS when we watch it. We'll break it down on Dazzle. So let's go over a particular series. I think we'll go over LCS as a whole this weekend. Why don't we go over that? We'll start with yesterday. We had 3rd, 4th place matches, guys. With Worlds coming up, that's kind of a big deal. I think we broke down Worlds last year too, and we talked about the brackets, picked our teams. But let's start off. So our 3rd place match between Unicorns of Love, and it was H2K. I believe I got that one. I got that series right. I said H2K in 4. Any surprises from you guys with that? Are you?
No, not really. I mean, H2K, the only discrepancy I'd say would maybe be Vizicachi in the top lane over Ottawamne, but I mean, Ottawamne's he's still a very good top laner in his own right, so I mean, that one, it wasn't too big of a mismatch if it was at all. Other than that, I mean, Yankos over Move, I mean, that was disgustingly one-sided. In the mid lane too, I mean, Exile, he's improved a lot over the split compared to his debut game where he just got absolutely destroyed by Fox, comparing to now when he kind of made it to playoffs. He did improve a lot, but Ryu, I still think Ryu is still the better laner there, and then the bot lane as well. Just Veritas, I don't think he's quite the top caliber AD carry that Unicorns is looking for, and Forgiven and Vanderlane is just very strong.
Man, I swear, Yankos is one of my favorite personalities in the league scene. That guy is such a troll. Did you guys watch him at all on the analyst desk this morning?
No.
I did not.
Oh, no. So funny. Literally just putting Vander on blast while he's standing beside him. Just praising Mithy about how good of a support he is. And just like kind of just fun flaming Vander while Vander's there with him on the desk. It was incredible. If you ever watch him stream, sometimes he doesn't do it in English, which kind of sucks, but the guy's hilarious. Love watching him play. But so with H2K's win, and I guess we'll wait till later actually to talk about that. So then the other 3rd place match, CLG versus Immortals. 3-2 Immortals. I said 3-1 Immortals. I'm surprised CLG took it to 5 games. I almost expected a 3-0 from Immortals with how CLG played against TSM, but that was a really close series. It ended up being pretty good, but that last game, Immortals showed up.
I think less, like that series is less of CLG stepping up to the plate and more Immortals actually showing some glaring weaknesses. Like in game 1 there where CLG took that one, Rainover was kind of non-existent on the lease, so it kind of showed that he had a little bit of issues with his champion pool. Like, I mean, he really shows up on Rek'Sai and Gragas. But past that, I feel like his Elise is kind of subpar. His Nidalee, I mean, Nidalee's not really strong in the meta anymore, so that's fallen off for him as well there. So I feel like that's something that could hurt them eventually. But I mean, I feel like that's the case with a lot of junglers right now, just because the only 2 junglers are going to be Nidalee, or I mean, Rek'Sai and Gragas. And so once they're playing in that gauntlet on the new patch, when there's nerfs coming to Rek'Sai, nerfs coming to Gragas, I'm really curious to see how that jungle meta shakes up.
Yeah, and
gonna be interesting.
I don't know, Sucky. What did you think of yesterday's matchup? I don't want to put either team on full blast. It's true, but
I don't want to put either team on full blast either. I mean, it was exciting to watch. I'll say that it was really exciting to watch going to Game 5. I think Immortals, they, especially Game 1, oh my god, it's like they come to playoffs. It's an entirely new team. This isn't the team that went 17-1 in the regular season, or 16-2. It is just not. It's not the same team that I've been watching all season long. They come to playoffs all of a sudden. It's like they hit a brick wall. Things start to fall apart for whatever reason. I thought their draft was not very good sometimes. Whether that's, we don't really know what that is. That could be the coach. That could be the players overpowering the coach, because obviously they're the ones clicking and telling the coach what's good and what's not. So I think just things, hit the playoffs and all of a sudden it's starting to fall apart for Immortals. Ooh. That being said, they still managed to beat SKLeague Ponnox. Almost knocked himself off his
chair's
seat
a little
there.
broken right now.
So he's almost more on tilt than Jensen today, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That CLG meme with the chair.
Yeah.
I'll just lean on
Full
back.
tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it was exciting to watch. A little bit of a clown fiesta in some of those games, but overall, I expected Immortals to come on top, and they did, so it is what it is.
We'll come back to these 2 teams when we talk about today. So today's matches, I know SKL Twitter was throwing it out. We started with EU. We had G2 versus Splice. G2 taking it in 4. Man, I really thought Splice was going to pull through. I thought they would make it to that Game 5, but they did not show up. Did you guys watch the matches today, or was it just me?
I watched the last 2 games. And from what I saw, it was the bot lane going hard for G2. They really just, Sven Mithy, just way too strong. Same with Trick, kind of just being a monster in the jungle too. It didn't seem like, Perks or Expect are, particularly strong right now. But I guess they kind of held on, did their job to the best. And, I mean, Mithy was absolutely disgusting on Tom Kench. I will say that much for sure. He was so gross. It makes me hate that champion, even though I love it.
Yeah, so it ended up being 3-1, right, for G2. I unfortunately went and did some other things today and actually cut into my NALCS championship watching too, but pretty much what I expected. G2 pretty dominant. I expected Splice to put up maybe a little bit better of a fight, take one more game off them, but it is what it is. G2, they look like the best team in Europe by far.
Yeah. We'll finish NA and then we'll break down both sides. But so then in NA, I mean, we were all watching it together except for Silky because Sastel has a vendetta against him and his internet. Rip.
It's all right. I'm just gobbling up my phone data right now. It's okay. It's all good.
Ponnox, you want to give us a break? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, we have a bit of a heated session. I'm the only TSM fan in the SKL fan house. We have a pretty good spread of who people cheer for in the SKL little team here. No, I have Crafty. I can't cut him out. Crafty's my side-by-side TSM fanboy.
Carter also bought one.
Carter's starting to come over to the dark side. He
bought a TSM jersey before he bought a Liquid jersey.
Yeah, he bought a Biofrost jersey with me the other day. I ordered myself a Hatsu jersey.
All right, okay.
But I'll pay some slack.
Before people start accusing me of being a bandwagon jumper, I've always loved. I always liked TSM. I've always loved Curse, loved Liquid. But when your team just stabs you in the back so many times, there's only so much you can take. In my defense, Liquid doesn't have any Canadian players on his team, as far as I know. TSM, Biofrost, it's BioDaddy.
BioDaddy.
It's like a no-brainer. I gotta get the BioDaddy jersey, and it was an easy purchase. TSM, second favorite team. Liquid's still my favorite, but I mean, holy shit, they hate me or something because it's been nothing but pain the last couple of years.
Yeah, definitely a high five going out to Carter though. We both predicted a 3-1 for TSM. Skillos giving me the high five in the background, but. Ponnox, you know what? To be fair, it was a good series. It was a very good series. I mean, the first 2 games one-sided both ways, but third and fourth game looking a little closer. Fourth game, one flash really kind of deciding the fate of the game. But it was a great series through and through. But I don't think I honestly am very impressed with how well C9 showed up in the last half of the split because you're a C9 fan. It was pretty inconsistent for the start, but they sure pulled it together coming through to the end.
No, they had it was more of a mid slump there. Like they started off pretty hot there. I mean, they were looking good. They were definitely sitting at the top 3. And then all of a sudden they kind of just dropped some stupid games. And then right at the end there, playoffs. Oh my God, they just really just turned it on. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy they showed up. I mean, I'm a little salty, but I mean that they have to kind of go into that gauntlet run now. But I still think that they'll.
Oh, sorry.
I still think they'll do pretty well.
I think something about C9, and first of all, you don't be salty. They had a great, hell of a season. Obviously, it's not over. They still got the gauntlet. I'm actually crying inside. Yeah, no,
we'll talk about that.
I'm crying inside right now. But something about C9 that I think a lot of people don't really give them credit for is people always talk about how rookies come in or new teams, new rosters come in. C9 is pretty much a new roster. Medio's coming back. He was gone from the team for a very long time. Impact is brand new and non-English speaker. Probably not as good at English as Rush. I'll just say that right off the bat. They're pretty much a new team as well. Coming with a new top laner, new jungler. That's a lot to get over. So them doing as good as they did.
New support. You gotta give Smoothie.
New support as well. Smoothie and Bunny Fufu. So they're pretty much a whole new roster. So I think that's something that's often overlooked when talking about C9. Just because there are a lot of familiar faces, but not in that combination and not altogether as 5. So I think C9 fans, such as yourself, Ponnox, should not be sad. You should be happy. Great split, great showing. Second place, that's. No, I wish my team.
I am very happy.
You could finish second. So
I am happy with the performance they put on and stuff like that, especially against that Immortal series. They played their hearts out. It's just that I don't know. It's a bummer that they have to, grunge through that gauntlet again like they had to last year and battle it out. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm just hoping they'll be able to take down Immortals again. We'll see, though.
So I mean, with G2 winning, that ensures that for G2 and H2K go in Europe, and with TSM winning, they go take the first seed in NA, and they pull CLG along, qualifying by championship points, which leads us to our gauntlet. So I think the biggest thing is EU not getting that first place seed. They lose their spot because of the abysmal performance at MSI. So we have they still get 3 teams that qualify. I actually didn't know that till today. I thought they lost their 3rd seed spot and then didn't get a first seed as well. But I'm glad you guys filled me in on that. So with the gauntlet here, I think we should kind of look at the teams. I know with NA, so 3rd place is Immortals, then you've got C9 and then Liquid.
Liquid and Envy are going to be the lowest match of the gauntlet, and then the winner of those teams will move to C9. Or no, sorry, Immortals. Then the winner of that will move to C9.
No, C9. Immortals is the top
higher.
seed.
They have the more
Immortals is higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
More championship points. Yeah.
So with this, I'm actually a little I talked to Bailey about this a little bit before even the TSM series started, where as a TSM fanboy, of course you want your team to win, but I wouldn't have been disappointed if they lost, because I don't really want CLG to go to Worlds unless they pull their stuff together, because when it comes Worlds time, I don't care what kind of feud I have with anyone with NA teams, I got NA pride, first and foremost. That comes first. I want us to send our 3 best teams, and right now, I don't know who our 3rd best team is. I mean, the inconsistency. Immortals did not look hot in playoffs. CLG hasn't really retained their form since MSI. Envy would be your other choice, and Liquid is up and down. So, I mean, CLG's going for sure, but if anything, I would put my money on C9. They played really well today. I think they'll brush off this kind of loss in the series. I think they'll give... I mean, they beat Immortals just recently in the playoffs. I did go to 5 games, but I think they look a lot stronger than Immortals does.
Especially...
Yeah, it went 5 games.
Right to the bitter end, and then Hooney picked top Lysandra and just threw it all down the drain.
That's the description of Game 5.
I honestly think that is also going to be the biggest factor going into that Gauntlet run, too. Is going to be C9 versus Immortals. It's going to be that top lane matchup, because I feel like with the way the meta is shifting and stuff like that, with the no longer doing the lane swap, stuff like that, I feel like it really favors Impact. I mean, a lot of people think that it favors Hooney a lot, too, but I mean, as we've seen, he is pretty prone to tilted off the face of the planet. He is extremely good, though, but I mean, sometimes if you can kind of get those couple early kills, which Impact has shown that you can get a little bit of lane dominance, you can really punish him for it. And he also has this weird, like, he has a huge champion pool, but it's just weird when he decides to pick stuff. He's kind of like Ninja of the top lane almost, right? You pick like that mid Pantheon as a counter pick, and then it just doesn't pay off, and then you just end up beating really hard. So I don't know. It's like that's still going to be a really close series. I think again, C9 versus Immortals, but I really hope C9 pulls through.
Yeah. So then, I honestly I put my bet on them. I don't think Immortals is really going to put up a fight. As much as if CLG's going, I just really hope they pull it together and are able, because they look strong in MSI. They won last split, so it's not like they're a bad team. They had the same roster. There's something that's really not working. I mean, I still think that Callista pick in their series versus Immortals was abysmal. I don't know what that was, but that's me. Anyways, moving over to Europe, our first qualifying, the top of that will be Splice with their points being picked up, which is pretty incredible, going from the promotion series last split to second place this split, and they're going to be at the top of that promotion tournament, followed by Fnatic, and then Giants, Giants, and then Unicorns of Love, or Unicorns of Love, Giants. Either way, they play the first matchup going into that promotion tournament. And third place, I'm not 100% sure in Europe who really has the advantage for that.
I think Splice is going to take the gauntlet for sure. I mean, the Unicorns of Love is probably going to take down Giants again, just because Giants relied a lot on the macro play for their wins. I mean, their side lanes are just not near as strong. Their bot lane's kind of weak. Their top lane, he's shown that he needs some help to kind of get going. The jungler, he's okay. Knight, first round All-Star EU mid laner. He's the biggest carry on the team, but I feel like he's very limited in what he can do. So I mean, you can't 1v5 right now, especially against a team like Unicorns of Love, where they're going to have those big mismatch in the top lane there. And I mean, Exile is probably going to be able to hold his own against Knight there. So I feel like Unicorns of Love is going to win that series. I feel like Fnatic is actually going to beat Unicorns of Love after that, and then I feel like Splice is just going to beat Fnatic after that. I wish Fnatic could go, but
I think I don't have.
But Yellow Star is
either. It's much the same as pretty much what Ponnox said. Unicorns of Love will beat Giants. I think Giants do have a chance. Unicorns show some weaknesses as well. They're not the most, bulletproof team. So if Giants have a good series, you never know. I think Fnatic will take on both those teams and do well, but I think Fnatic will need nothing short of a miracle to take on Splice. Honestly, Splices look so good, absolutely so good. Their Danish players just so good. Something about those Danes,
Are you guys cutting down? You don't think Fnatic's gonna hit the hyperbolic time chamber? Dude, you saw the trailer today. Reckless can't imagine not going to Worlds, dude.
That's the only reason why I kind of want Fnatic to go, is just so he doesn't get flamed out the ass, because he's gonna be on that.
Because Legends Rising literally just sets up Reckless for failure. Just quotes him on that.
Talking about wanting to go to Worlds and he's not gonna be there.
Well, hey, Legends Rising had a feature on Uzi last year, and Uzi didn't go to Worlds.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So you never know. But yeah, Fnatic, oh my god, I think that they just don't really have a shot. If hyperbolic time chamber exists somewhere on planet Earth, they need to find it, get in there.
It's called a good coach.
Kami's Luck, dude.
It's called a good coach, and I don't know if there's any good coaches left. Yeah, they need a hero.
Yeah, they had Daylor, but I mean, it obviously showed that wasn't working out too much. So
No.
Now they're kind of, because like in that last series that they played, there's the quarterfinals there. They did not look good, even a little bit. Their drafts were terrible. Their macro was really bad. Yellow Star looked like, TSM Yellow Star instead of Fnatic Yellow Star.
Too soon.
Everyone was kind of lost. I mean, Spirit, he's good, but I mean, you can't. If you don't know where you're supposed to go, it's kind of tough to play it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so far, 4 worlds qualified across the board. EU, we've got G2, we've got H2K. Like we said, promotion tournament here at SKL. I think we're pretty much in agreement. We got Splice going through, possibly our third team, but that's still to be determined. I believe the last match of that qualifying tournament for EU is September 5th. So by next Monday we should know.
Yeah, next weekend is gonna be the gauntlet runs.
Yeah, so next Monday we will know who that is. And then going forward, TSM and CLG have qualified as of today. Coming from Korea, we've got Rocks Tigers have qualified as that first seed, followed by SKT having that second seed, and I believe the gauntlet's still to be determined in LCK for that third spot.
Correct.
In China,
It's almost certainly going to be KT Roaster though. Like they just look way too good. The last game 5 was decided by a 2 HP smite. They took down SKT. They just looked like extremely on point. It just unfortunately unlucky game 5 there, but I feel like they're definitely going to come and qualify as Korea's third seed, which will be funny because it's same team as last year.
Yeah. And then from LPL we have EDG, we have RNG, and I can't remember who the third team is that's going.
I'm a EDG sister team.
Thank you. IMA. And then from LMS, we've got the Flash Wolves, and I believe the second spot for them has not yet been determined. And the International Wildcard Tournament is ongoing as we speak, I believe. So, still quite a few teams to hash out. I love watching the Worlds draw. We definitely need to do that together because that gets me going. I can't wait for TSM.
That reaction video.
Yeah, I can't wait for TSM to pull SKT into their group. It's gonna happen.
That
it's my favorite part.
With Loco and Reggie when they were celebrating and then just crying immediately afterwards when they realized. Oh boy, it was so funny.
They realized they got bumped.
Yeah.
It feels bad, man.
What can you do? But hey, you know what? It's like they say. You got to beat the best teams to win the cup. So if you can't beat them in qualifier in the knockout round, then. Wait,
and maybe you want SKT in your group stage because I mean, look at them in MSI group stage. I mean, they obviously did not perform a little bit okay.
That's true. You know what?
So, I mean, they obviously have like a playoffs buff, but their regular group stage maybe not.
TSM's got me more hopeful than I've ever been going into Worlds. They're looking like they're working their butt off, but I'm excited. I think NA will have a good showing this year. I personally don't believe that they can win Worlds. I don't think we'll have an NA team win Worlds this year.
Wow, where's your faith?
Dude, I think we're gonna make the semis this year, boys. I think we're gonna get an NA top 4 finish. I believe C9 TSM. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Team Liquid top 4, dude. Team Liquid runs a gauntlet. Fourth place at Worlds, dude.
Fourth in Worlds. Holy.
What did TSM
pulls the old C9 Aru?
The meme trinity.
Let's see the reverse sweep all the way through the gauntlet. But no, that's Worlds, and I'm gonna be excited. We'll next Sunday, I guess, the qualifying tournament won't be done, but we can talk a little bit about those matches. So I guess, guys, if there's no other questions for the format, we'll end the segment we always do with the old Tilter Feed segment. So I'm gonna put the series today cannot be Tilter Feed because. That'll be my feed. That'll be Bailey's tilt. So I mean, let's knock 2 of those out of the park. So Silky, it's been a long summer. Why don't you give me your tilter feed for the summer so far?
For the whole summer?
Oh, you can do for the week. You can do whatever you want, dude. You just give me lately. What's tilting and what's feeding you, dude?
All right. So I'll start with the negatives. You always got to end it off positive. You don't want any sour grapes coming out of this segment. So. I'm gonna start with the tilt, and it's gonna be my good old friend Sastel. Now,
you know what? That's actually also my tilt. If it's bad.
Oh wow. Wow, okay. So my tilt is going to be my internet currently, although I can't entirely blame SaskTel. We've had some problems at my place for a little bit, and just the lack of good internet has been frustrating for myself. We got a tech coming on Monday. Hopefully it'll get figured out. We got 1 megabyte per second download speed connected, like
1 megabyte. Like let's 1
megabyte.
megabyte. Like this. This guy's playing on a potato internet, dude.
Potato. So actually, right now I'm hotspotting off my phone, and I'm actually using overage on my data on my phone.
Can I just confirm this is the best internet you've had and the most consistent Skype call you've had in the last like month and a half?
Yeah, absolutely. Can confirm. Will not deny that is that's definitely my tilt. Are we gonna do like all of our tilts and all of our?
Yeah. Let's get the tilts out of the way. Ponnox, what tilted you?
Oh, what tilts me? Probably just this cold that I got at the very end of the summer here. I don't know. It's really dragging me down. I've been kind of just bumming around the house for the last couple days. So,
welcome to my life.
That's probably
friend.
like the only thing. I've been doing pretty good if we can't count the series. So.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, dude,
fighting through the pain. I like it.
We're excluding that, dude. That'll be yeah. We have to exclude that because I mean that would be my tilt and feed. But what tilted me? Probably my knee. Bugged my knee. Can't really walk much. I look like an idiot when I walk. Just want to be able to straighten my legs. So that's kind of tilted me. But I'm trying to do what I can.
It's gotta suck when you take that arrow to the knee. It's never a good thing.
Dude, I used to be an adventurer like you. I used to be a Pokemon Go player like you. Can't hatch those eggs no more.
That's a pretty good tilt, honestly. Pokemon Go.
You know what though? You know what? On the positive side of that tilt, I caught a Charizard the day I screwed up my knee. So I got the Charizard out of the way, and now I'm screwed. So it's the one Pokemon I wanted to catch. End my career on that, but
you're like that meme. You're like Wolverine sitting in bed. You're just like looking at a picture
of
Charizard.
Yes, that. I am that meme right now. But you know what? Let's go backwards. I'll start with fed me. What's feeding me right now? I've kind of been no-lifing some video games. Legion drops tomorrow night. I'm pretty stoked. I'm a nerd. I'm gonna kill that video game. I'm just gonna play it a ton. But I'm pretty stoked. I can't talk about the series, so that and SKL. I love casting, so I'm pretty stoked that we're getting underway here. So that's my feed. Ponnox, what fits this week?
Just a sec. Wait. Blake, do you get strike pay? Are you getting strike pay?
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's we're going on strike, so that's gonna be sick. But I have to participate in the strike. I have to be there. I have to go down there to get paid. And so, like, I'm not going. I don't think I could stand around for 40 hours a week. And let's just say the pay is not worth spending the 48. I could go hit the streets for about an hour and probably rumble up some money to cover that 40 hours. You gotta do what you gotta do to live, man. All right,
go down the street corner, huh? All right.
Take that as you will, dude. I didn't say what I do. I could sell trinkets and things on the side of the corner, dude.
My own trinkets and things, knickknacks. All right.
Dude, I'm into those porcelain dogs. I paint them myself. I sell them on the corner. All right, Ponnox, what fed you, dude?
What fed me? I don't know. Probably just taking the summer off has been pretty good, but I'm excited to go back to school. So upcoming school year, I think that's gonna feed me right now. And yeah, SKL coming up. I'm really excited to kind of get back on the grind. So just at least start to fill up my calendar with some to-dos would be. It's gonna be nice. So that's probably what's getting me going.
Can I interject here? Do you guys don't start till it's not this. It's the next Monday, correct?
It's after the long weekend. Yeah.
All right. So, Silky, you gotta top us off. You have to have the highest of highs right now.
The highest of highs. All right, that's not gonna be hard to capitalize on you guys' weak submissions for the Tilt Feed segment. Nah, I'm just kidding. You guys had some great ones there. Feel happy for you guys. Like obviously grinding that World of Warcraft. Bailey's gonna be a little bit busier with the all
Hold on, before you say your feed, I want to add to my feed really quick. I'm excited that Crafty and Silky are coming back to me. I'm pretty sure Crafty can confirm. Crafty Buckeye, I think, is dead. No one has seen that guy. I saw him pop in Twitch channel a while ago, throws TSM in there, and he's gone. So if any of you have seen Crafty, make sure he makes it home. We're all concerned he's dead. Haven't seen him in a while. And I'm happy to get the boys back.
I gotta stop you.
Okay, now your feed segment.
You're taking.
Oh, sorry. You did. Now you go. You go.
I was gonna say, what's feeding me this week and for the whole summer is that I spent all summer in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, the greatest city on earth. But alas, I am one of few of my friends that actually are living in the city of Moose Jaw. All my friends are up in Saskatoon, so what's feeding me is going to be able to come back to you guys Thursday afternoon. I'll be making the trek back to the River City or whatever the hell Saskatoon's called. What is it? Bridge City. Yep, that's it. I'm going back there. I get to see all your guys' faces in real life. It's gonna be exciting to get back and get to live in my new house. I moved in with Crafty Buckeye, Big Booty Bodie, and
ain't nothing but a boy's house.
and Rich.
Pick up my dick.
I didn't want to say it.
You can't say that on the stream, Ponnox. Come on, dude.
Good old Rich. Rich Pick-a-my. Yeah, so that's what fed me. Coming back to see all the guys. Being with my friends again is going to be a blast. And it's going to be a hell of a year. I'm super excited. So that's what fed me. Hopefully that was good enough to end it for you, Blake. I know my expectations were set pretty high.
No, you know what? I apologize. I almost stole your feed,
okay.
but
you didn't know.
I forgot. I was excited. So, but well, guys, that's been the show. If you guys have any questions, like I said, hit us up on the Twitter, the Facebook. You can hit us up at Twitter. Carter's is at Silkymittens. Throw a lol at the end of that. At Silkymittens lol. Check out his Twitter. I'm at Dazaninator on Twitter. At Ponnox on Twitter. The Meme King. I mean, thanks for coming. Like I said, we'll be back Sunday. We'll talk some more League with you guys. So bring your questions. Bring everything you have. Thanks for checking us out. Make sure if you haven't put a team in, get in there. We want to see you in that qualifying tournament. So thank you, Carter, Silkymittens Asselford, and Bailey Ponnox Dietrich for joining me today.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you.
You know what? I could talk for days. So I've been Blake Dazaninator Zanadine, and you guys have a good one. Take care.